Their place for next season before the Europa League final on Wednesday. What became more pertinent for Liverpool was what happened the next day, because Mo Salah, as we know, leaving at the end of the season, and he's not going quietly. This is what he said on social media on Saturday evening. A long statement. I'm sure you've been across it. He talked about the club going from doubters to believers and from believers to champions. He talked about Liverpool crumbling to yet another defeat this season, which was very painful, not what the fans deserve. He talked about the style of play. I want to see Liverpool go back to being the heavy metal attacking team that opponents fear. And he also talked about the fact that winning some games here and there is not what Liverpool should be about. Strong stuff, and it feels like it cranked up the pressure on Arne Slot, who perhaps didn't need that right now, as it feels like he's losing a lot of fan support around Anfield from Liverpool fans. Patrick, there is the final game of the season on Sunday. We know that Mo Salah's send-off is part of that, along with Andy Robertson as well. But how would you be handling this situation if you were Arne Slot right now?
I was quite really disappointed by the quote from Salah, because I don't think that will help him. It doesn't help the club and it doesn't help the manager. I think it is a lot of frustration from his part, because he felt that he didn't contribute. I think there may be a frustration from his side. He been benched quite a lot this year, and I think a top player like himself doesn't understand why he's not on the field.
Can you empathise with that?
Listen, when you are a player at that level and you never be benched, it's really difficult to understand why I'm not starting. Players like that, I think he get a time where the best decision for him is for him to leave the club. And I think the manager or Liverpool Football Club should make Salah leave last year. I think he was the year too long before him leaving, and there's a lot of frustration, and the quote, I don't think it's the right time. We can understand the frustration, but this is below the belt, and I'm really disappointed by that comment. I don't think the Liverpool Football Club deserves this kind of comment. I think he should leave and people remember what he gave to this football club, because he was maybe one of the best Liverpool players in the last 30, 40 years. And I think that kind of message will send a little bit of darkness on his Liverpool career, I would say.
Well, we tried to gauge the heat, the feeling around Liverpool fans through our Fanalysis poll. Who has your backing? We asked Liverpool fans exclusively, we should point out, who has your backing, Mo Salah or Arne Slot? And as you can see, 94% of respondees are on the side of Mo Salah. So where does that leave Arne Slot, Jamie?
Probably in a slightly more difficult position in terms of how the supporters see him, because right now the feeling against the manager, I would say, is probably 70-80%, whether he maybe should be there next season. And there's seen as this big fight between Slot and Salah. I don't actually see it like that. This sort of Salah v Slot. This would have happened to any manager who was there who decided it was time to put Mo Salah on the bench. And there's a lot of talk right now about he doesn't like in the standards of the club, using a couple of Klopp's quotes, which we know will pull on the heartstring of the supporters. But Liverpool couldn't play heavy metal football right now. And one of the reasons why is because of Mo Salah. And when I say no matter who the manager was, this would happen. He tried a little bit to take on Jurgen Klopp at the end at West Ham. He kicked off because he was a substitute. That's where all the problem comes from, because he's been sub. Now, Jurgen Klopp, who was a bigger hero probably to supporters than probably any player from that great team, only had 3 or 4 games left as the Liverpool manager. Our hero, our God, the one who put us back on the map, winning Premier League titles. He walked through the mix zone after kicking off on the side of the pitch and said, if I speak, there will be fire. So he said that. But he knew Klopp was almost too powerful a figure to take on. And you might say, well, how do I know there's not a problem with Arne Slot? Well, I'll go back to 12 months ago to an interview Mo Salah gave with Gary Neville on the back of Liverpool winning the league title. And I've probably never heard Mo Salah speak about anyone in football more glowingly. And we've got a couple of the clips here just to sort of, people can remember exactly what his words were about Arne Slot 12 months ago.
Just thinking about how sort of the dynamics of a changing room with a new manager, you're such a sort of great player and you're one of the senior players in the dressing room. That would be a big risk for him to show you that you weren't warming up correctly. You could have taken that the wrong way, couldn't you, at the time?
To be fair, we had a few honest conversation between us, and he was very honest, and he told me, look, he showed me a few clips of mine and said, with this move, we can win everything. With this move, we can't win much. So I want to get the best out of you. I want this one to be available the whole season, and I want you to have your best years coming with me. I said, okay. Let me know what you want from me, then I will do it, because I'm very professional and I know what can I do. So he didn't challenge me, honestly. I just felt he was very respectful, and I told him that he's a very respectful person. He was very respectful and he treated me different. So it wasn't really challenging me. It was just showing me what he wanted from me, and he asked me also if he want to add something and if he wanted to change something, be open with me.
When was the point where you felt this manager's good, he's getting a good reaction out of us all?
I think first a few games in the second half, he always changed what the tactics is.
Made substitutions.
Yeah, and not just that, just the tactic itself. You go to the game and you see some manager this is my style and you have to do the whole game, but he's adapting somehow to how our opponent playing, and just putting Dominic in different position, putting Maka in different position, and he's just he doesn't have that ego that okay, this is my tactics and did it work, it will work second half. No. He can adapt around, and that's in my head. Oh, that's very clever.
So that was Mo Salah speaking to Gary Neville in May 2025, so the back end of last season. And he might say something entirely different now, but relationships change, circumstances change, don't they? And it's been a much less successful season for Liverpool this time round. So what should he do with him on Sunday?
He should play him. And I've said Mo Salah is more Salah FC than Liverpool FC. And the reason I've been critical of Mo Salah is because the fact he puts himself before the football club. Arne Slot kind of do the same, because that would be wrong. Now, if Liverpool needs a result and he thinks Mo Salah is the best person to play in the team to get him that result, he has to do that and not put himself before the club. That's what Arne Slot should do, the best thing he can do. But when I think about an interview he gave with Steven Gerrard a few weeks ago, and he mentioned that all through last season, he was thinking in his head, I want to be better than Kenny Dalglish and Steven Gerrard, the two greatest players to play for the club. Now that, in a way, is a selfishness, but it benefits Liverpool Football Club. If he's got that drive to be the greatest player at the club, and that pushes Liverpool to a league title, that is fantastic. The problem is this season, when that selfishness becomes detrimental to the club, and it's like any great player, Patrick being one of them, when you come to the end, you get frustrated and you're on the bench. He mentioned Dalglish and Gerrard in that interview about trying to surpass them. Steven Gerrard, at the end of his time at Liverpool, was benched by Brendan Rodgers and left the club probably not the way he would have liked. He was subbing a game against Manchester United. He was frustrated. He came on and got sent off within 30 seconds. Not a great reaction, of course. Apologised straight away, straight after the game. I still don't remember Salah apologising for his outburst at Leeds. Kenny Dalglish, in 1985, maybe a bit too long ago for Liverpool fans on social media, Liverpool played an FA Cup semi-final replay against Manchester United, their biggest rivals, at Main Road. They were getting beat 2-1. Kenny Dalglish, at that point, the greatest player in Liverpool's history, was taken off by Joe Fagan for Gary Gillespie, a centre-back. Only one sub in those days. That was the only season where Kenny Dalglish was a regular that Liverpool didn't win a trophy. He come in 1977, he stopped playing in 1986. Did he come out and lambast Joe Fagan? No, he didn't. Did Steven Gerrard lambast Brendan Rodgers on the way up? No, he didn't. And they are the two greatest players for this club. And as I said, Mo Salah wants to surpass them. He talks about being a great professional. A great professional is on the pitch, yes, which is amazing. He needs to be a great professional off the pitch, which he hasn't shown this week.
But I think as well he's disrespected the manager in this situation with the crowd. And if you're a manager, you've been disrespectful by a player, I don't think he should play him because I don't think Mo Salah make a huge difference of Liverpool this year. I don't think this is the best Mo Salah we've seen this year. So the question will be if Liverpool are better with Mo Salah or without Mo Salah. But the decision has to be made by the manager regarding the respect and the loss of respect that Salah had on him. So for me, he shouldn't play him because the impact will not going to be so big on the field.
Liverpool-Brentford is live, one of 10 live games on this final day. We will see what he decides to do. I'm guessing if we went through...
Off it as well, and one of the big stories to emerge came out of Jamie's former club in Liverpool, Mo Salah, putting a statement out on social media where he seemingly took a swipe at Arne Slot, criticising how the season's gone for Liverpool, but also their style of play as well under Arne Slot. What did you make of it when you first saw this statement?
I wasn't surprised. I told... everybody at Sky behind the scenes, my friends, Liverpool fans, I said, Salah's something else will come before the end of the season. He'll drop another bomb. A little bit like Ronaldo did on the way out of Manchester United. I thought it may come after the end of the season when he sort of moved on. But no. Listen, on this show, probably less than 2 years ago, I called him selfish for doing an interview, and I think that rings true again. Liverpool got a really important week this week. Still not fully qualified for the Champions League. And it should be about Liverpool FC, not Salah FC. But unfortunately, it's going to be about Mo Salah. We'll be talking about it tonight. Arne Slot in his press conference going into a really important game. So it's vital that Liverpool make the Champions League positions. But not surprised, and it's not a good look at all. No.
What happens on the weekend then? Because there are some pundits out there, I was listening to Wayne Rooney on his podcast talking about this, saying Slot should drop him. He shouldn't start on the weekend.
I don't believe any manager should ever cut off his nose to spite his face. Now, if playing Mo Salah at the weekend gives Liverpool the best chance of winning the game, you have to pick him. Now, I've criticised Mo Salah in the first answer about being selfish. Arne Slot can't be selfish. He has to think of the club, what's best for the club. So if Liverpool need a result against Brentford because Bournemouth get a result and do well against Manchester City tomorrow night, he has to play him if he thinks he's in his best team. But if Liverpool are already qualified for the Champions League, that might be different. Arne Slot might think, maybe I'm going to play the players or start the players who are going to be here next season and we bring Mo Salah on from the bench. I'm not sure. But Arne Slot is not in a position of great strength at Liverpool at the moment. And that's why Mo Salah made his comments. It's not like a situation with Alex Ferguson, where he's really powerful, he can do what he wants, he's got the club in his hand and he'll make decisions. And one of those was around
which is why he's...
Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, he says that.
Jose Mourinho in his first time at Chelsea, maybe even Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. These could have made those decisions and not got away with it had the backing of the crowd. Arne Slot hasn't got the backing of the crowd right now. And that's why Mo Salah's done it, put him in a really awkward position where he knows he's almost got to pick him and give him that send-off, because if he doesn't give him the send-off, I think the fans will turn even more on Arne Slot. So that's why I was really disappointed with Salah's comments, because he's you know what he's done to the manager there, and he knows the manager's got nowhere to go with it. But the most important things I always say, and by the way, I'm not critical of Mo Salah just because I've got something wrong with Mo Salah. Anybody who talks out about the club, I've been critical of Amarin this season, talking about with United, Maresca with Chelsea, and Mo Salah as a player doing it. But Arne Slot, like Mo Salah should, for me the club always comes first. And if Liverpool needs a result, Mo Salah should be involved. He should start the game and make sure you win the game, because the Liverpool Football Club is more important than Arne Slot or Mo Salah.
Just away from Liverpool then, because I know you're going to talk about it in even greater detail on Monday Night Football. Let's talk about the battle at the bottom of the Premier League. An awful result and performance in large parts for West Ham yesterday. That defeat to Newcastle, plunging them further into trouble and closer to the Championship. What were the most disappointing parts for you about that display yesterday?
Well, I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, they lost 3-0 away at Brentford. And obviously a terrible result. But West Ham, for me, when I watched that game back, played really well. And not really well, but it wasn't a bad performance. This was really poor, really bad. And we're going to really analyse this tonight. And I must say, it was a bit of a shock when I looked at the team, the way the team's set up. So I think the manager got it wrong. More often than not, when I'm doing analysis on Monday Night Football, I look at players, if I'm being totally honest. But I looked at, how Nuno set them up. And when I saw the team sheets come out before the game, when I was getting ready to watch it, and something about it didn't feel right from the beginning. And then obviously he changed it after 25, 30 minutes. But they were 2-0 down, so he had to make a change. But yeah, we look at and we'll analyse that, the setup, the system, how they went about it and why it didn't work.
Could this be one of the best sort of teams to get relegated when you look at some of the players they've got? Jared Bowen, Fernandes in there, Somerville, Wan-Bissaka even, when you look at the history of the Premier League?
Certainly of late, when a lot of the promoted teams have come up and you've thought they're not at the level of the Premier League. But no, for a long time this season, they haven't been great, West Ham. I feared for them at the start of the season. I think I put that. I didn't say they get relegated, but I thought they'd have a real scare. But listen, I think a lot of the damage was done, before Nuno came in as well. But I think most of us expected Nuno to get them away from the relegation zone. It hasn't just quite happened for them.
Is it straightforward for Spurs? I mean, they need 1 point, don't they? But there are a couple of tough fixtures, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's difficult to make a case for them to go and win. At Chelsea, I think Chelsea would be desperate to make life as difficult as they possibly can for Tottenham. So, and the record there is really poor. So I think the best they can get there is a draw. That will be enough. But if they do lose, it takes it to the final game. And just very quickly, what else can we look forward to tonight? The last Monday night football of the season. OK, what have we got? So we've got Patrick Vieira on. Yeah. We're going to look at how great this Arsenal team is, maybe compare it to his Arsenal team after the show as well. We'll be looking at West Ham. That's the big analysis piece. We will be doing Team of the Year and Player of the Year in the build-up to the game. So Gary's at the Emirates. So we'll come in and we'll look back at some of our predictions and Team of the Year, Player of the Year. He's obviously Man United-centric, as you'd expect. So we'll do that. We'll have probably a deeper chat about Mo Salah after the game. Bring Patrick in as well. He's obviously a great player, great experience of playing at different clubs and huge football clubs and probably dealing with these sorts of big superstars as Mo Salah is. So that's it. Loads to look forward to. Yes, very much so. Thank you so much. You can of course catch Monday Night Football from 6:30 on Sky Sports Main Event. Yeah, absolutely loads to look forward to. Always enjoy those end of season awards from the guys. Right, let's get into Mo Salah's comments then. What did you make of this social media post?
No,
we know his feelings, don't we? It's kind of just maybe papered over the cracks. And
yeah, I think he's speaking the truth. But as Jamie said, you can't really... Truth. Yeah, his truth, and probably the truth that a lot of people are thinking at the moment, the way Liverpool have kind of really gone backwards. They ain't gone forward, have they, under Arne Slot? I know he won the Premier League in his first season, but they've been passive, they've been slow, they've been nowhere near good enough to go to... And Villa are a good team, by the way, but to concede 4 goals, and it could have been more. They are so open at the moment. So I think some of the stuff is true, but you can't say that. But it's about
putting it out there, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't say that. No player, as you said, are bigger than the football club.
And just before you leave.
Yeah, before you leave, you can't do that. But it won't tarnish his legacy because the Liverpool fans love him. And at the moment, Jamie makes a good point that Salah, he holds all the cards, Salah. Salah holds all the cards because Arne Slot is in no good position because the Liverpool fans are not having Arne Slot at the moment. He's not in a good position. But what I will say is the timing's not right. You've got a big game on the weekend against Brentford, and you might need to win that or get a point to get into the Champions League, which Liverpool Football Club need to be playing. So it's never right, and it's the second time. But you can see that there's a disconnect between the two of them. Mo Salah really should probably have another year at Liverpool, but he's probably leaving the football club because he hasn't been the Mo Salah that we've seen of previous years, and I think his relationship with Arne Slot has broken down. But Carragher's spot on. You can't be disrespecting a club like Liverpool. You can have your opinions, maybe say it once the end of the season, not when there's one game and it's a crucial game. But he holds all the cards, Mo Salah, and don't get me wrong, he's been a fantastic player, one of the Premier League greats, but I don't like the way it's just ended a bit sour between him and the manager. Not with the football club or the fans, because the fans will always respect Mo Salah. I bet a lot of the Liverpool fans were probably saying, you know what, he's probably right in what he's saying, but he's picked the wrong time to say it, as Jamie said.
Fans may be agreeing with him. Players, it seems, agree with him as well, because a number of them like the post.
Yeah, because...
what do you think of that, though? Because he's leaving, these players aren't.
No, they're not, but they're not happy with how it's going at Liverpool Football Club. And as I say, the defeats they're getting and probably just scrambling over the line to make it into the Champions League is not good enough. So Arne Slot, there's a lot of talk he'll be there at the start of the season, and he more than likely will be, but he needs to start the season well, because if he don't start the season well, those fans will turn on him, and he'll lose his job. And that's what happens. Fans turn on you, you lose the job, the hierarchy look at it and go, we need to make a change at the moment. So he still could have a big say, Mo Salah. He could be involved on the weekend against Brentford.
Will he be involved on the weekend?
I think he has to.
From the start?
I don't know if Well, I'd play him from the start because if you need to win it, you want your best players on the pitch. I still think at the moment he's one of the best players, so I'd play him from the start, but he'd be involved somehow with the other. Arne Slot cannot make Mo Salah not be involved because those Liverpool fans will go mad if Mo Salah's not there to give him the send-off that he deserves. So that's why Jamie said it. He's in a good position, and he said what he said because he knows he's in a good position.
Well, Mo Salah then taking a swipe at Liverpool's style of play. Let's bring Dave in because you've been having a closer look at how they have been playing this season.
Yeah, Mo Salah wants Liverpool to return to heavy metal football. So, is he right? Have Liverpool moved away from Jurgen Klopp's way of playing? Is it working for them as well? Now, we've tried to define heavy metal football in two different areas, both synonymous with Klopp's Liverpool. Now, first, counter pressures. Quick explainer first. These are the moments immediately after Liverpool lose the ball. Do they sit off or do they hunt it down to win it back? So counter pressures come within 2 seconds of a turnover. Now, when Liverpool won the title in 2020, in that season, Liverpool were counter pressing every minute of the game. That showed how relentless they were. But it's kind of been on the decline really since 2023, and he's currently at the lowest point in the last 6 years. Now, some of this drop-off likely down to opposition teams immediately going long against Liverpool. Arne Slot has talked a lot about that this season, bypassing these counter-pressure moments. But I still think it's worthy of note how different it is from Klopp there down to Arne Slot as we are now. And Liverpool under Klopp were always fast and direct in transition as well. Liverpool won the FA Cup, EFL Cup and reached the Champions League final in 2022. They had really optimised the counter-attack at that point in time, getting around 6 chances per 90 minutes via the transition. Now, this season, they are tracking at less than 4 chances, so a significant...
Now, Mo Salah caused a stir with his comments about Liverpool's style of play, which many saw as a criticism of the manager, Arne Slot. OK, we can show you the quotes as well, just to remind you of them. And I mean, there's some of them there. Crumbled to yet another defeat, he said. I want Liverpool to go back to heavy metal football, which was famously what Jurgen Klopp described his style of football. And he says, it's non-negotiable. Now, Tim, first of all, in the comments, we're going to get to those likes at the bottom in a moment. But in terms of his quotes, what did you make of it and why has he done it?
Why he's done it, you're going to have to ask him, but it's harmful towards Arne Slot. I think he's got a lot of supporters. Obviously, the players there have liked the comment, and the Liverpool fans are on his side rather than Arne Slot. There's so much negativity around that football club, you know, considering they're the champions of England. I think Arne Slot would like to leave him out on the weekend. I think he's bright enough not to do that. I think
they are at home. They are at home.
Brentford, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be wanting...
Of course, he won a send-off, what he deserves. This man is a genius. He's one of the best players we've ever seen put on a Liverpool shirt.
Would it be petty of Slot to say you're not getting your send-off?
He won't do that.
Or would it be...
He's too bright.
Yeah, OK.
He can't do that, Tom. He can't do that to this man. I mean, he'd probably want to do that after he's trying to throw him under the bus there again. I just think it's unsavoury. It's not great. I don't like it too much, but it still doesn't. It will never tarnish the man's career, what he's had at Liverpool Football Club. I think it's been just a joy to talk about that little Egyptian magician.
In terms of who's liked it, OK, Dominic Szoboszlai's on there,
yeah.
Hugo Ekitike, Andy Robertson, who's also leaving, Wataru Endo, Milos Kerkez, who was signed last summer, so was Giovanni Leone and Jeremy Frimpong, and also Calvin Ramsey as well, and Harvey Elliott, who's been on loan at Villa, as liked the post as well. What would you do what would you do in that situation? Now, I must say, sometimes you see a post on social media and you press like without even reading the caption.
Yeah.
Like you might see a picture and just press like, and the caption might be, but they were quotes. It's a little bit, I don't know, it might be a little bit different. How would you deal with those players? Would you ask them, you say, what is it that you've liked about it?
Would Arne Slot be on social media? Would he even know?
Well, if we're talking about it now, someone will have told him.
Yeah, he's only...
If I know, he knows.
We're telling him now, Tom. That's the only time he's seen it. He's tuned in.
He's just...
Like De Zerbi tunes in. We know Arne Slot watches us as well. Anyway, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy with it, but he's got to get on with his job. I mean, it's the least of his worries at the moment, I would suggest. I mean, his worries are to try and get some points on the board and send Liverpool fans home happy and look forward to next season with the last game of the season against Brentford on the weekend. But they're not playing well. I think he's under massive pressure. I think his job is almost impossible job for next season. I really do.
Well, we understand that he will still be there next season and he's expecting to be there next season. But you've just called it impossible.
Yeah.
Do you think that might change, or do you just think the start of next season is going to be too difficult?
I think it could possibly change. I've always said that I think on the back of winning the Premier League last year, he deserves an opportunity to go at it again. Even though it's been a really poor season. Mitigating circumstances, crippling injury list, a Jota tragedy. There's so much has happened to the football club. There has been a transition with playing side. But it's been very poor and really poor, and the fans have turned on him. And I never see that with Liverpool fans. They have turned on him, and they've turned on him during games as well, with the style they're not happy with. What is the style? I've said it before. It is ponderous. It is slow. It is not rock and roll football like Jurgen Klopp used to play, which they loved. And he wasn't successful in his first year, but they knew they were evolving. There was something coming. There was something they could be excited about, to go to Anfield and the away grounds to watch. They had an identity. I'm not sure they got that at the moment. So I just feel if he's not top of the league or in and around that, come that first slot, normally around October, November, I think he will get sacked. And I think possibly they might look at it now. He can't be enjoying this, Arne Slot. I mean, he talks very well. He's amazing the way he talks. You know, he's really calm, he's collective, and he's had very poor results. And I don't think he tries to baffle anyone with science. I think he's very honest. I think he's very honest with his appraisal with his team. But I just feel that it might be, the best scenario might be just to shake hands and say, let me move on. I'm not going to be able to turn this around.
I'm going to ask the same question to a Liverpool fan in a moment, Tim. It's more relevant to you. We criticise owners, boards, a lot for not giving managers time.
Yeah.
Should they actually be praised for saying, no, Arne Slot is our man? After all, he did deliver the Premier League title. This season hasn't been good enough, but we are going to give you another chance next season. If it's a bad thing to not give manager time, sure, it's a good thing to give them time.
Yeah, you could argue that, but I would say who's the alternative? Well, that's what they need to look at. If it's not Arne Slot, who else are going to bring in? Xabi Alonso's chosen to go to Chelsea. So that would have been ticking a box for the fans. Iraola would be my choice. I think he's an outstanding manager. He's done it, albeit he's done it at Bournemouth, which is an easier job, obviously, than the pressurised environment of Liverpool Football Club. But he shows he's flexible. The style of play, there is an identity of how he plays. We didn't know the style of play of how Arne Slot played, but he did win the Premier League. Let's not forget that. So I have always said, on the back of that, he should be given the time because he's got the credit in the bank from the previous season. But it has been so bad, and the noise from the Liverpool fans has been so great that I just think it might be a little bit impossible for him to be able to, because he's going to have to do so well at the beginning of next season for him to keep his job. Otherwise, they will just get him out.
Right, well, let's get the fan opinion now. And Jamie Story, Liverpool fan, joins us now. Jamie, good morning. You'll have heard what I just asked Tim. I put it to him that Liverpool deserve credit for standing by their manager. What do you think?
Yeah, no, cheers for having me on, guys. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. I think the ownership in a very difficult season with a lot of changes have stuck by the manager, but I think a lot of people probably would have changed earlier in the season. You go back to the 9 defeats in 12, getting hammered by Forest, PSV, Man City, obviously getting knocked out of Champions League pretty comprehensively by PSG. I think a lot of moments in a season where you could have changed manager and they've stuck by him to say that he's our guy. But to that as well, I think they feel almost too much that he's their guy. And I think the fact that they probably do have to come to the realisation, like a lot of fans do, and for me, even myself, I've backed Arne Slot for a lot of this season. But I think it's gotten so toxic now that it's kind of almost like a damaged ego that you don't want to say that you're wrong, that he's not the right man going forward. And I think the time is ready for a change.
And do you expect there to be a change this summer?
I do. I think obviously the messaging that's coming out, and I heard you talk about it there, saying that they are going to stick with him. I think that's the messaging right now, because they probably just want to get to the end of the season and assess. But I think if they look at it honestly and say, is he the right man to lead this club forward? Is there going to be a positive atmosphere through the summer to get us starting well next season? Because that is what we obviously want. We want to be positive going into next season. But I don't expect him to be the manager next season. I think they will make a change. And I think that would be the right thing to do.
I think they're not frightened to make change. I see in their other franchise they made an enormous amount of changes in the last few weeks.
Yeah, but I think, say with Arne Slot, they wanted to identify a successor to come in from Klopp, and they felt like on the metrics wise that he was the right man. That's one of the reasons why they didn't go for Alonso reportedly. So they didn't feel like he was more to their style. But I think they obviously brought him in. He wins the Premier League. They're like, we're going to back him now because we know he's the right man.
Yeah.
But then going back on that and saying, okay, maybe we got that wrong. We shouldn't have gave him as much money as we did, even though we did win the Premier League. And I think he does deserve credit for that. And I think that's why he has stayed for so long. But like 20 losses in a season for a team, like we're basically losing a game every 3 games. Every single week we're seeing the same patterns over and over again. And that's not what you should be seeing from a manager. That should be getting a lot more out of the players and the quality that he has within that team.
What did you think of Salah's comments and those that liked it?
Never a dull moment as a Liverpool fan. Never a dull moment. But yeah, I think Salah's obviously, he's given so much to the club, and I would probably say he's more disappointed with like the way things are kind of falling out. And obviously he's had some comments during the earlier on in the season. I think what he did earlier on in the season was wrong. I think what he's saying now is right, because I don't think they're selfish comments. I think he's thinking from like a Liverpool perspective. He's talking as a fan, and that has resonated with a lot of people right now.
But
a lot of people
that heavy metal football was about Klopp, the previous manager. I mean, that is not handy for the current manager.
It's not helping the club.
No, it's not helping the club, but he's talking about, like, say, standards. He's talking about, like, the way Liverpool used to play. The team that they used to be feared is what he said in his message. Liverpool right now are an easy touch. They're a team that nobody... Like, I would say every single team in the league wants to play Liverpool because they're probably more than likely going to be competitive and potentially get 3 points. And he's talking about the Liverpool team this season hasn't been good enough. And with him leaving, he's not going to be there to be able to impact them going forward. So what he wants them to return to is the team that were one of the most dominant teams in Premier League history, a team that everyone feared. And I think from that point of view, he resonates with all the fans, and the fans are siding with him at this point when they probably... I do think Liverpool fans have given Slot a lot of grace with like some of the stuff that's gone on. Some have maybe jumped ship a little bit earlier than others, but a lot of fans would have turned a lot quicker. And Salah is just saying what he probably feels is the right thing at the right moment before he leaves.
I think Mo's saying what the Liverpool fans are thinking.
Yeah,
you know, if they were
100%.
thinking Arne Slot was the right man, he's not going to go against them and say he's not. You know, so he's seeing the reaction, isn't he? He's seeing the reaction from the fans, and he's actually jumping on the bandwagon, and then, you know, he's just doubled down on the fact that he wants to change at the football club, and there's one man that's going to suffer from that, and that's the manager of the club.
Yeah, 100%. But you're always going to look to the manager for the answers, because players will only do so much, and managers are meant to get the most out of these players. And if you go back to last season, I think Slot did get a lot out of these players. You look at Diaz, who was really good, Cody Gakpo, both of them had 25 goal contribution. Gravenberch moved into a 6. But then this season, some of the changes that we've made, Gravenberch has obviously not been as good. McAllister's drop-off has been unbelievable. Isak, and I know injuries obviously played into that a little bit as well, but like even the Frimpong stuff, like having him right wing when he's your right back, you're playing Curtis Jones at right back, Szoboszlai at right back. Like these are issues that continuously have happened throughout the season that Slot hasn't gotten right, and he did get right last season. So if a manager can't get the most out of the players that he has at his disposal, then inevitably you're going to look at him and say, you're not the right man for this football club, you're not taking us forward, and that's the right thing to do, is to make a change.
Is Salah's send-off still going to be as good?
Oh my God! Will he be in the squad? Is the question? Will Slot throw one last hammer blow? I don't know. I think he'll definitely, like, especially with injuries, he has to play. We can't play Frimpong at right wing again. We need Salah in the team, and I think Man City are obviously playing Bournemouth this week. If they win, I think that's more or less our Champions League secured. But I'm more interested to see what Slot has to say in his press conference than I am before the game, because I think that's going to tell us a lot more about whether Salah will be in the team or not. But I think he should be in the team regardless. He's given 10 years to the club, and he does deserve the send-off regardless of what he said this week.
OK, Jamie, thank you.
Cheers, guys.